If you look around on Japanese roads, you'll come across cars that look very boxy and are also remarkably narrow. Japanese refer to these cars as keiji dosha, which means light vehicle, or in short, K-car.
A tiny petrol car is shaking up the entire electric vehicle industry. Yes, in 2025. While the world rushes toward electrification, Suzuki's Spacia gear is turning heads and turning the tide.
Suzuki Spacia gear hybrid. This vehicle has just arrived from Japan, brand new with only 22 kilometers on it, finished in yellow.
Rumors swirl that EV giants are now quietly watching this humble K car from Japan. Why? Because it's not just surviving in an EV age, it's thriving. Is this the beginning of a petrol-powered comeback? What secret technology is under the hood? Why is Japan embracing this car while ignoring shiny new EVs? Today, we reveal the genius behind Suzuki's boldest move yet. A petrol car that outsmarts EVs. In a country like Japan, where electric vehicle infrastructure is among the most advanced in the world, you'd expect a small petrol car to be outdated, even obsolete. But the reality is the exact opposite. The Suzuki Spacia gear, a humble K car powered primarily by a compact petrol engine, continues to outsell expectations and outsmart electric rivals on every front. It's not just selling well, it's dominating. And that dominance isn't built on nostalgia. It's grounded in performance, practicality, and a surprising level of sophistication. Japan's EV ecosystem includes fast-charging networks, government subsidies, and major players like Nissan and Toyota pushing electric mobility. Yet, despite this forward-looking infrastructure, many Japanese drivers are sticking with internal combustion, especially when it comes in the form of something like the Spacia gear. Why? Because while EVs promise the future, they often fail to deliver in the present. Battery range fluctuates with the weather. Charging can take hours. Replacement batteries are expensive. And the upfront cost of most EVs is still significantly higher than their fuel-based counterparts. Suzuki saw those gaps and built a car to fill them. What sets the Spacia gear apart is not just its resistance to going full electric, but its decision to embrace a hybrid middle ground. While it's powered by a 660cc petrol engine, it's backed by mild hybrid technology that cleverly enhances efficiency without the complexity of full EV architecture. The system includes a compact battery and motor unit that assists the engine during key moments like acceleration from a stop or low-speed cruising. That tiny burst of electric support might seem minor, but it makes a big difference where it counts. In city traffic, on tight schedules, and at the fuel pump. This mild hybrid integration also brings other clever features into play, like regenerative braking, which captures energy while slowing down and stores it for later use. The Spacia gear also includes an idle stop-start system, meaning the engine cuts off at stoplights or in traffic jams, and then restarts smoothly with a tap of the pedal. All of this reduces strain on the engine and saves fuel without requiring the driver to change their habits or search for a charging port. But it's not just about saving money. The Spacia gear also delivers a satisfying driving experience. The R06A engine may be tiny in terms of displacement, but it's surprisingly responsive, especially in urban driving conditions. Paired with a CVT transmission and lightweight frame, the car accelerates smoothly, turns tightly, and feels agile on crowded streets. This is especially important in Japanese cities, where space is at a premium and stop-start traffic is the norm. And here's the twist. While the car delivers this performance, it also comes with a dose of personality. Its boxy, upright stance gives it the visual toughness of a mini SUV, while its tech-laced interior and surprising spaciousness elevate the entire experience. It doesn't feel like a compromise. It feels like an intentional, well-rounded design made for real people with real needs. The end result, a vehicle that punches far above its weight, literally and metaphorically. The Spacia gear may look small, but it has exposed the weak points of the EV surge: cost, complexity, and practicality. It proves that innovation doesn't always mean going electric. Sometimes it means going smarter with what you already have. And all of this comes wrapped in a surprising package. Because if you think practicality is where it ends, wait until you see how Suzuki turned this into one of the most feature-packed microcars on the planet. Mini SUV vibes, max features. If you saw the Suzuki Spacia gear parked on the street, you probably wouldn't guess it qualifies as a K car, the smallest, most regulated vehicle category in Japan. Its upright stance, bold detailing, and rugged styling speak the language of compact SUVs, not budget-friendly city cars. But that's the magic of the Spacia gear. It's a visual chameleon. Suzuki has managed to pack personality, presence, and practicality into one compact frame, and they've done it without raising the price tag or compromising on utility. Let's start with its exterior. The Spacia gear is boxy in the best way possible. Its squared-off design not only looks distinctive, but also creates vertical space inside the cabin. From the front, round LED headlights and a muscular new grille give it a slightly adventurous, almost Jeep-like appearance. Roof rails, dark cladding along the sides, and protective bumper elements hint at outdoor readiness, even if this car is mostly destined for urban roads. The gunmetal 15-inch alloy wheels complete the look, making it feel far more premium than its K classification might suggest. But this isn't just about appearances. Every piece of the Spacia gear's exterior has been designed with functionality in mind. Those sliding rear doors, for example, don't just look cool, they make getting in and out of tight parking spaces a breeze. And in cities like Tokyo or Osaka, where every square inch of parking matters, that detail becomes a game changer. Even the high roofline serves a purpose. It turns a compact footprint into an unexpectedly roomy interior, perfect for families, commuters, or weekend explorers. But walk inside, and the real surprise comes from the Spacia gear. The cabin is remarkably open, airy, and well thought out. It's generous in headroom, even for normal-sized adults, because it's a tall vehicle. With a nice flat floor, there is no annoying center hump, making the rear seating area easier to access and much more comfortable for children or elderly passengers. The rear seats are flexible, so that they slide and can be folded to allow one to switch from transporting people to transporting cargo within seconds. Groceries, luggage, or an adult-sized bicycle, there's no end to what Spacia gear can adjust to. Then there are the little things, thoughtful details that make for a pleasant day-to-day driving experience. Convex mirrors embedded in the A-pillars and rear corners give you a better sightline around tight corners and when parking. The roof-mounted fan is pretty nifty for circulating air for rear passengers without requiring a full-fledged rear AC system. Stored compartments are everywhere. Underseat trays, hidden cubbies in the dashboard, and center console. It was as if Suzuki had challenged its engineers to use every available cubic centimeter, and they came through. Typical of what you'd expect from the bravado of Suzuki, all of this intelligent planning is backed by a surprisingly tech-heavy interior. A 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system is supplied as standard and comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integration. Fitting a 360-degree camera system is effortless for parking, even for new drivers. USB charging ports, virtual instrument clusters, and head-up displays were once features exclusive to luxury sedans. Get a heated steering wheel and water-repellent seat materials, and you begin to see how this budget buggy is punching far above its weight class. The result is a vehicle that not only looks more premium than its price suggests, but genuinely feels like it belongs in a higher segment. Families find it functional, young drivers find it cool, older drivers find it easy to use. It's rare for a car this small to appeal to so many types of people, but the Spacia gear has cracked that code. But an impressive interior and rugged charm only go so far. What truly makes this car revolutionary is something far more impactful: its ability to deliver maximum mileage at minimum cost. Masterclass in mileage and maintenance. In the battle between electric vehicles and traditional combustion engines, efficiency is the battleground. And somehow, Suzuki has turned a small petrol car into a mileage marvel. The Spacia gear, with its mild hybrid technology and smart engine tuning, routinely delivers an astonishing 22 to 26 kilometers per litre in real-world city driving. These aren't theoretical test bench numbers. They're what everyday drivers are seeing on the streets of Tokyo, Sapporo, and Fukuoka. In an era where fuel prices fluctuate wildly and electricity isn't always cheap either, this kind of efficiency is no small achievement. The brilliance lies in how Suzuki achieves this. The car uses the Arzo 6A engine, just 660 cubic centimeters in size, but perfectly optimized. It's a three-cylinder powerhouse with just enough muscle for daily tasks and city speeds. But what really makes it shine is the integration of a mild hybrid system. This small electric motor doesn't run the car on its own, it simply assists. It kicks in when the engine is under pressure, like during acceleration or start-stop traffic, giving the petrol engine a gentle push that reduces strain and saves fuel. It's a clever middle ground between full electric and traditional petrol, and it works exactly as intended, but great mileage is only part of the equation. One of the biggest selling points of the Spacia gear is its low maintenance profile. Unlike EVs, which often come with high-voltage systems, expensive battery packs, and limited technician expertise, the Spacia gear uses a time-tested engine that mechanics across Japan have worked on for years. That means servicing is quick, cheap, and accessible. Replacement parts are widely available and affordable. There's no waiting for specialized EV components or worrying about a technician who's trained in battery diagnostics. You take it to your local mechanic, and it's back on the road without drama. This level of simplicity adds long-term value. Owners aren't just saving at the pump, they're saving over the life of the vehicle. Annual maintenance costs are low, major repairs are rare, and even if something does go wrong, it's usually easy to fix. That kind of reliability is rare in an age where many modern vehicles feel like rolling computers. With the Spacia gear, Suzuki keeps it practical. Smart, yes, but not over-engineered. And there's another advantage that EVs still haven't overcome: weather. Electric vehicles tend to lose range in extreme temperatures, especially during winter. Batteries struggle to hold charge in cold climates, and heating or cooling the cabin can significantly reduce the available driving range. But the Spacia gear, with its petrol engine and minimal electronic strain, doesn't suffer from this issue. It performs consistently, whether it's a snowy morning in Hokkaido or a humid summer day in Okinawa. That consistency matters, especially for rural drivers, delivery workers, or families who depend on their car every single day. With the Spacia gear, there's no worry about finding a charger, no concern about battery degradation, and no delays due to extreme weather conditions. You fuel up in 2 minutes and go. No apps, no cords, no charging stations. Just simple mobility, ready whenever you are. Altogether, the Suzuki Spacia gear delivers an unmatched combination of fuel economy, low upkeep, and environmental adaptability. It's proof that you don't need to go fully electric to drive smarter and cheaper. Suzuki has given drivers a way to beat the EV game without even playing it. Now you might be wondering, how can a car with this much value still be so affordable? The answer lies in Suzuki's strategic manufacturing choices and clever engineering shortcuts. Suzuki's genius cost strategy. The Suzuki Spacia gear doesn't just outshine EVs in practicality, performance, and mileage. It also leaves them in the dust when it comes to price. Starting at just $10,000 to $11,000 in Japan, this feature-rich city-smart petrol hybrid seems almost too good to be true. And yet, it's very real. Suzuki has cracked the code. A car that feels premium, performs like a hybrid, and costs less than many e-bikes in Western markets. But how is this even possible? The first and most critical factor is Japan's K-car classification. The Spacia gear was designed from the ground up to meet K-car standards, regulations that limit a vehicle's dimensions and engine capacity, but reward manufacturers and buyers with significant financial incentives. With a 600cc engine, compact body, and lightweight construction, the Spacia gear qualifies for reduced taxes, lower insurance premiums, and other ownership benefits. These savings don't just apply to the buyer. Manufacturers like Suzuki also pay fewer compliance costs, allowing them to pass those benefits on to consumers. It's a win-win formula tailor-made for the urban commuter. But Suzuki didn't stop at legal advantages. The company also adopted one of the most efficient production strategies in the auto industry: parts sharing. Many of the components used in the Spacia gear, like its R06A engine, CVT gearbox, and digital electronics, are also found in other Suzuki models across different segments. This cuts down on research and development costs, slashes supply chain complexity, and streamlines assembly lines. While premium brands use this tactic for luxury sedans and SUVs, Suzuki has perfected it for the compact car market. The result? Lower production costs without sacrificing quality. This smart cost saving doesn't mean cutting corners. It means being deliberate about where to spend and where to save. The Spacia gear isn't filled with unnecessary tech or extravagant trim. Instead, Suzuki focused on what matters most to daily drivers. Practical features like power sliding doors, rear-view cameras, a digital instrument panel, and intuitive storage options are all standard or affordably packaged. Nothing in the car feels like a gimmick. Every detail, down to the roof fan, extra mirrors, and adjustable rear seats, serves a purpose. Such focused feature selection not only brings down the base price, but it also helps keep the car ultra-lightweight and efficient while remaining user-friendly. The advantages of a simple electronic architecture and no additional tech layers are fewer breakdowns and less maintenance hassle. That simplicity transfers directly into the car's reliability and extremely low long-term costs due to Japanese consumers' strong inclination toward utility. Lastly, we should touch upon the matter of size. Since space efficiency translates into less raw material use in production, lower shipping costs, and smaller space use in the dealerships, the Spacia gear works out well size-wise. Not only does compactness minimize waste, but it generally translates into low environmental impact as far as manufacturing is concerned. That is one eco-friendly feather that many EVs cannot wear, particularly when the carbon cost of battery production is carefully assessed. Together, Suzuki's cost strategy goes beyond cheap car making to smarter designs and production, with knowing what customers want. They have created a product with great value and little cost, most rare in today's markets. In a country at the cutting edge of EV innovation, why is the Spacia gear the car people are still lining up to buy? The EV age hero Japan didn't expect. In a country known for pushing the boundaries of technology, it's almost ironic that one of the most popular cars today in Japan isn't electric. It's a small, boxy petrol vehicle that's quietly winning hearts while the EV giants make all the noise. That car is the Suzuki Spacia gear, and in many ways, it has become the automotive underdog that embodies the everyday logic of the Japanese public. Japan is a nation built on innovation. It's the land of bullet trains, robotic factories, and AI-driven infrastructure. But it's also a country where practicality takes precedence over hype. The Japanese consumer doesn't adopt trends just because they're new. They wait for proof, for stability, for products that deliver real-world value. And this is where the Spacia gear has completely aligned with national thinking. It's reliable. It's cost-efficient. It's convenient. In a market that has all the tools for EV dominance, the people are still choosing something that simply works. It's also a perfect match for Japan's unique urban environment. While EV manufacturers focus on battery capacity and futuristic styling, Suzuki paid attention to daily life in Japanese cities, tight parking spaces, narrow roads, and constant stop-start traffic. The Spacia Gear's compact frame slides into parking spots that would frustrate most EV sedans. Its sliding doors open easily even when sandwiched between two vehicles. And thanks to its high roof and boxy structure, the interior feels more spacious than many full-size sedans. Combine this with its nimble handling and responsive drive, and it becomes clear why Japanese drivers keep gravitating back to this model. But what's even more fascinating is the car's rise in popularity without any major marketing push. While EV brands are relying on influencer campaigns, media hype, and government subsidies to move units, Suzuki has let the Spacia Gear speak for itself. There are no flashy unveilings, no global launch tours, just consistent demand and positive word of mouth. In fact, many dealers report that buyers are specifically asking for the Spacia Gear by name. It's not just seen as a car, it's viewed as a dependable daily companion that offers peace of mind, especially in uncertain economic times. This kind of quiet success carries a deeper message. In a world obsessed with the next big thing, the Spacia Gear stands as a cultural statement that smart, simple solutions still matter. It's a rejection of unnecessary complexity. It's a reminder that more tech doesn't always mean better. And in doing so, it's carved out a space for itself not just in the automotive market, but in the lifestyle of the modern Japanese citizen. This is also why families, commuters, and even retirees are embracing it across age groups. It doesn't cater to one demographic, it caters to a mindset. One that values function over form, real-world performance over specs on paper, and long-term reliability over trend-driven decisions. In a way, the Spacia Gear represents a kind of quiet rebellion against the pressure to go electric, when the infrastructure, costs, and practical use cases still don't fully support it. And the masterstroke behind it all? Suzuki's bold refusal to follow the crowd. Instead of chasing the EV hype, they focused on what actually works, and now the whole industry is watching. Suzuki didn't reinvent the wheel, they just made it smarter. While the EV race intensifies, the Spacia Gear stands as a bold reminder: practicality still wins. If this car got your attention, imagine what else Suzuki has planned next. Like, comment, and subscribe for more auto insights. And check out our next video on how Japanese K-cars are changing the global automotive game. You won't want to miss it.